91, and we're here live in Southwest Florida at the beach today. If you are joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you're crafting this morning. Let me know if you have questions for me, or just say hi. Hi Joe, hi Carrie, good morning. Hi Thea. Takes a few minutes for people to pop over from pre-chat and notifications, but that's okay. If you're new, this is a live stream, meaning that I go live once a day to talk to everybody from all over the world, and when the show is no longer live, it becomes a recording, so you can watch it anytime you want. But if you watch it at the time that I am live, when the red live button is on, we can chat. And so 30 minutes before I go live, you have the ability to chat with everybody else in the pre-chat room, and then we chat all together during the show. And if you want to continue the party even further throughout the day, you can join the KO community forums on my website. It is 100% private, so even though we have tons of moderators here to keep it clean and keep it safe, my website's 100% private in the forums, so you can chat with everybody there as well. And you have the ability to send private messages on the forums as well, so you can actually get to know other people really well. I know a lot of people have made really great friends through connecting through my show over the years, and how cool is that? Hi Angela, good morning. Hi Grace, good morning. Hi Judy. Happy Tuesday everybody. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. Hi Angela. You're welcome, Marcia. Lori's working on the Bailey hooded pocket scarf this morning. Yay, wonderful. I was going to go somewhere special this morning. I got up early. I had a huge, not a huge, I had, you know, a plan. And then Marlon and Jess got up before I left, and they came to me. I'm not sure how much they were coming to me for help or to just let me know what's going on, but somebody that regularly stalks me on social media is now stalking Jess because she's dating Marlon and because Marlon is related to me. And I feel such an incredibly huge burden and responsibility hearing this. And I did not have much time to talk to them. It made my plans run late, so I ended up still leaving. She had to leave also, so we didn't get to talk about it too much. But somebody is stalking her and bothering her simply because she's related to, affiliated with Marlon and me. And that makes me so incredibly angry, frustrated, sad, disappointed. Like, this just happened before I got here. And it's the reason why we're at our regular beach and not a different beach, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with our regular beach either. But I'm just so incredibly disappointed. And I don't even have a solution for Marlon and Jess. I don't have a solution to tell them other than ignore, because if I get involved, it just gives that person more attention. And I'm so sad and disappointed this morning, and not sure what to do to protect my family, and I don't think they're in any danger. I didn't mean it like that at all. I don't know how to comfort them. I make a choice to be vulnerable every day. I put myself out there, and they don't. And so there's nothing to go to the authorities for, Kiranjit. No. Nope. This is not a crime. This is unfortunately just the way the world works with digital stuff. Hi Donna, good morning. So anyway, we'll do the surprise that I had planned for everybody on another day, but anyway, that's that. What am I wearing today? I am wearing the Julian hat from 24 Crochet Hats book, which I absolutely love. And it is in Be So Baby yarn in color turquoise. How pretty is it? And I'm wearing it with some of the earrings from my Amazon shop. I'm so in love with turquoise acrylic. I've loved it on sunglasses my whole life. And I love it in earrings too. And what I really love about this particular type of earring is that even though they're big and bold and graphic, they're still incredibly light, which is great for mature pierced ears that that can't really handle heavy earrings. Those of you that are if you know, you know. When I was younger, I could wear anything in my any earrings, and now that I'm older, I need really light earrings, but I still like big earrings. So anytime I find something that is big and light, you know I like to share it with you, whether it's crocheting or knitting earrings or finding these bigger earrings made in materials that are still super light. You know that's something I like to share with all of you. And yeah, back to the hat. It is a honeycomb style stitch. I'll take my hat off for a second, mess up my hair, it's okay. I wanted to show you that the crown is actually really beautiful. The crown starts the honeycomb stitch pattern in a starburst pattern. Isn't that beautiful? And then from that starburst pattern, then it continues on in the honeycomb pattern. I just think it's so beautiful. It's not nearly as difficult to make as you might think, and if you follow the pattern with charts and also the supplemental tutorial video, I believe you could absolutely make this. I think it is a unisex design. I know a lot of you like to ask me those questions sometimes. I do believe this is unisex. I think the design itself is unisex. Then it would just be about picking a color for your gift recipient. And also keep in mind the pattern comes in lots of sizes, so you could make it for anybody from a baby through a large man. You could make this hat for an entire family. You could do family photos in it. It could be a family gift. You could make it for a group of friends. You could make it for a group of people going on a trip together, a team, whatever. You could do it in different sizes, or just if you made them all in the same size for people that are all sized similarly. You could also make it in different colors. So many different ways that you could put your own creative spins on this to make it for other people. Don't forget, you could still put a pom-pom on there. You could do one of those faux fur pom-poms, or make an actual yarn pom-pom and attach it to the top. Those are always fun too. So many different ways that you could embellish a hat. Add a pin, a brooch. You could add even a sport team, what do you call those things? A sport team patch. You could add a patch too. Thanks, Thea. I appreciate the support. Sometimes I go back and forth between sharing stuff from my personal life and not sharing stuff from my personal life, but today this made my heart so heavy, and just moments before going live that it's weighing on me. Anyway, it's life, but we can always get back on track. I love this color too, Lily. Turquoise is such a pretty color in Be So Baby yarn. Show it to you up close so you can see, just so pretty and so cozy. It is cold here today. It was 40 something when I got up this morning. I believe it's 51 here now. But the sun's coming up and it'll go up into the 60s very quickly once the sun comes up, so I'm not going to freeze. I am going to take my sweater off though, so I can try on something that I wanted to show you this morning. So as promised yesterday, and man, it took me all night to get this video uploaded. It just didn't want to load properly. I did upload the tutorial video for the Georgina capelet, poncho, cape, whatever you want to call it, with matching cowl. And I'm going to try it on so I can show you a couple of things about it today. This pattern is available right now. You can find it on my website. It is a 4-ball project in Be So Vivid yarn, and it's shown in color. This is color Unicorn Kiss. And there are some really cool design features about this. So if you wanted to, you could close this all the way up and make it a poncho. So between the front and back, notice how I sewed up. So if you're familiar with garment construction, I sewed the front and back together in the fashion like a yoke, right? So imagine the yoke being together and then being open after. So the front and back are actually both half circle pieces, but I did double the stitches for the back as the front. So they are the same length, but they're a different amount of volume. And I'll take it off to show you in better, in a better close-up. But what that does is make the back have more volume to wrap around, so that it ends up being 3/4 of a yoke and this being 1/4 of a yoke. So it ends up having the back and the arms covered and then the front separate, so that you have these great vents for your arms. Isn't this amazing? This is a single pattern Thea. It's available right now. It's called the Georgina Cape, Poncho, Capelet, whatever you want to call it. And I attached a cowl to it. Remember how we talked yesterday that the Simone cowl is unattached? I attached the cowl on this one. Either one could be either way. If you want the Simone always attached, attach the cowl. If you want the cowl unattached on this one, then make it separate and don't add it, and then you could have it separate. Either one could be done either way. You could also make this, if you don't like the idea of a piece that you throw on like this, you could just make the back and make it a shawl. And I'll show it to you when I take it off again. But let me back up so you can see. You could make it longer if you wanted also. Wouldn't this be cozy to wear in bed to read a book on a cozy night? Like, this doesn't necessarily have to be outerwear. It could be indoor wear too, just to be something soft and cozy. But I think it's absolutely beautiful as outerwear. Now let me take it off for a second so that I can show you that, okay, here's the back half circle. Here's the back half circle. This could absolutely be a shawl on its own. You do not have to attach it to the front and do the cape. You could absolutely make it a shawl instead. And everything you need to make it into either a shawl, a capelet, a poncho, a cowl, or all of the above is all in the pattern and charts, and you will have all the instructions to follow along for stitches and also the chart in the video tutorial. The video tutorial is scheduled to be a live premiere at 10 o'clock this morning, so along with me, and I'll be in the live chat so you can ask me questions as we're going. You will be learning, possibly learning some new stitches as well. So we start the half circle motifs, aka shawl or front and back of the poncho. We start them with foundation double crochet. So yes, Grace wants to make this for a bed jacket for somebody. I think that sounds like old Hollywood, height of luxury. As Grace told me this a while ago, and I was like, thought to myself, yes, I want to wear this as a bed jacket in my comfy cozy bed with my kitties and reading a good book. That just sounds so old Hollywood to me. I love the idea. How cozy and how thoughtful for someone who needs to just get that chill off when they're relaxing in bed. I love it. Great idea, Grace. Wonderful. So this is in colorway Unicorn Kiss, but Be So Vivid yarn is my number 4 self-striping yarn that comes in so many different colorways, but I love this one. I think it's so pretty, and funny that the turquoise in this actually coordinates really nicely with the Be So Baby hat that I'm wearing this morning too. Oh, Carrie's making it in Moon Mist. That sounds beautiful too. You can't go wrong. All the colors are so pretty. It's just based on what you like for sure. All right, does anybody have any questions about any of that? So you're going to learn foundation double crochet if you haven't already learned that. And then there's another stitch you're going to learn in here if you don't already know it. And that's a triple treble crochet. See these longer stitches in here? That's called a triple treble crochet. You might be familiar with a double treble crochet. That's when you wrap the yarn around your hook 3 times before doing a stitch. Well, a triple treble crochet is when you wrap the yarn around your hook 4 times before doing the yarn over pull through 2 5 times. So it's if you can do a double crochet, you can do a triple treble crochet. It's the same thing, it's just more repetitions of the same thing that you already know how to do. It's one more or a couple more wraps and then a couple more yarn over pull through 2s. That's it. And it gives you some nice quick size, and it gives you a great contrast definition between the rows of double crochet. So there's 3 rows of double crochet and 1 row of triple treble to make a beautiful contrasting stitch pattern, and then inside each of these wedges the wedge grows. So the way that this stitch pattern grows is through those wedges. So depending on how many repeats you start in the very beginning, that's how many wedges you will be growing for each one. So beautiful, right? Such an interesting stitch pattern, but gorgeous shawl. Could you put cuffs on it? Sure. Cuffs wouldn't apply for this particular design because I've left vents in the front to make it easy to to move your arms. But if you closed it all up as a solid poncho, then you could absolutely put cuffs on it like the Simone. I can't, I don't know, Kiranjit. Thea, private messages through the forum would be 100% private, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Judy, but I believe they're 100% private. I don't believe we have access to that. And anybody that's concerned about your privacy, please feel welcome to email us if you don't want to share your privacy concerns public. That's what I thought, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Private messages between people are 100% private between the people that are having the private conversation. So a private conversation is private, separate, which is an additional feature to the forums. The forums are obviously can be viewed by anybody who is a member in the forums, but when I say the forums are 100% private, they are private from the world. You can only access the forums at all if you are logged into your personal account on my website, and then from there, if you want to private message somebody through there, it is 100% private between you and the other person. We have no access to that. But if you have more questions, please feel welcome to email Judy after the show if you want more privacy about the situation. But I appreciate asking questions publicly because anybody that asks questions, there are likely other people that have the same questions as well. So it does help everybody when we can ask questions publicly. It's just sometimes the answers aren't always instantaneous live. What is a snood? A snood is an old-fashioned hair covering, I believe. It starts here and it covers your hair. It's kind of like a little, yes, that's true also, Judy. Good point. You could use a pseudonym on the forums and website if you don't want to even, if you don't want to share your personal name. That's another way to keep your privacy. You could say you're, crafty cat person or whatever, you could call yourself anything. You can call yourself your pet's name. Anything. XYZ, I don't know. I'm somebody that's always transparent and always sharing my own name, but I understand if you don't feel comfortable doing that, and again, that's entirely up to you. I believe my the Paloma, yes, decorative hairnet. So a snood is similar to a beret, being that it's fuller in the back, but it is more of a hairnet than an actual hat. Something to ask about a La Paloma. I've designed over 800 patterns. I know that I've used the name Paloma in designs before. I don't recall off the top of my head what it was for, but I have used that name before, yes. Whether it was a shawl or a garment, I thought that I made a Paloma pullover, but it's possible that, sometimes my designs were renamed when they were done for other companies, so it's possible that there's a shawl named La Paloma designed by me out there. I do believe there's a Paloma pullover on my website. But again, there could be a La Paloma if it was done for a different yarn company at some point. Like I said, there's well over 800 designs out there with my name on them. Yes, I agree there is a Paloma pullover, but someone was asking about a La Paloma shawl, and it is possible that I did that for a yarn company. I don't recall off the top of my head though. And hey, there's the beauty of live. Sometimes I can answer questions like this, and sometimes I don't know, and this is an example where I'm saying I'm not 100% sure, but hey, I'm live and I do the best I can. But if you have more questions about that and I didn't answer you, please always feel welcome to email after the show, and I can certainly try to help you from there. I was right, Judy. Okay, so there is an old La Paloma wrap. Yep, okay. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Thanks, Judy. Yeah, I had a feeling that I did it first. Yep, I had a feeling that I had done something like that. Yeah, 2 signs of old age. What is that, Karen? I'm guessing it's going to be a joke because there's probably more than 2 signs. But it sounds like it might be funny, so please share the punchline. Oh, and maybe I'll show you another sneak peek. I am making some progress. The piece that I'm making is getting bigger, but that's as much sneak peek as I'm sharing. I'm trying to finish a very special garment for the 1000th episode, which means I have roughly, 12 days to go. Forgetting and forgetting. Yep. Have a great day. Okay. Bye. Bye, Thea. The first is you start to lose your memory. And okay, so Karen said there's 2 signs of aging. One is losing your memory, and the second is I don't remember. That's cute. Very cute. All right. Any other questions? That is good. So when the show's over, there'll be roughly 30 minutes between when we end the show and when the tutorial video is going to start for the Georgina, cape, poncho, whatever, however you're going, shawl, however you're going. There's so many different ways you can use the pattern. So lots of different ways that you could end up making this into something else. Now in the video tutorial, I'm going to go over the stitches that we used, reading the pattern, and reading the charts too. So you're going to learn, well, you probably already know double crochet. You might be learning foundation double crochet. You might be learning triple treble crochet. You might be learning how to read them on a chart, or you might just be following along to help you solidify everything you're seeing in your pattern, or you might just watch for fun anyway. Oh, you know what else is fun to watch is watching the color change in the yarn. So when you start, so like even look at this one here. You can see on this particular one, it started with peach, and then it grew into yellow, and then it grew into some blue and gray, and then back to peach and pink and turquoise. Well, it's really fun. It's fun to watch that on the video tutorial too. So I use a different color in that one, but you'll see those colors changing as well. And I don't know about you, but watching color change in a self-striping yarn is so much fun. Whether you're using simple stitches or a stitch pattern, it is so fun to watch the yarn do the color work for you. Yes, Joanne, there is a pattern for my hat. It is called the Julian hat. You can find it either as a single pattern download on my website, or it's available in my book, 24 Crochet Hats. It comes with written instructions, video tutorial, and charts, and it's sized. So you can make it for so many different people. You could make it for yourself, for there are men's sizes, women's sizes, kids sizes, and baby sizes. Yes, it is this. The honeycomb is a beautiful texture on here, but even better is that it starts with a starburst and then moves on, and then from the starburst it grows into the honeycomb, which I just love. And then I add a post stitch at the bottom to give you a little bit of of what would you call it? Not quite the snugness of a ribbing, but doing a post stitch gives you that little bit of a snugness at the edge, which feels like ribbing, even though it gives you the look without ribbing, but it gives you that little bit of extra in there. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I don't see any other questions, but I'll wait a second and see if there's any other questions. Oh, it's been so fun to watch all of the clips of Betty White that have been shared in the last couple of weeks. She was so funny, so incredibly talented, and had such a lifetime of body of work. Makes me want to go back and watch the old shows again, like she was on the Mary Tyler Moore show, right? I don't remember that one nearly as much as I remember Golden Girls, so I would definitely like to rewatch that. I never did watch Hot in Cincinnati. Is that what the more recent show was called? I never did watch that one, so I would like to watch that now. Like, you know, I remember when Sean Connery died, I went back through and watched all the James Bond movies in sequence, which, oh, so fun. I am such a huge James Bond fan, and I love all of them. So that was fun. So now I would like to go back and find all of Betty White's old shows and watch all of them. I think that'd be really fun. You know where she was the funniest for me? In interviews. She was, just to show how smart and witty and talented she was, she didn't need a script to be hilarious and have amazing timing. She was amazing in talk shows, in interviews too. She was just an extraordinarily talented comedian, and I love her to pieces. And yeah, rest in peace, Betty White. Does anybody have any other questions? Oh, that's nice, Lori. Oh, yes, Karen. Sean Connery was one of those men that improved with age, looks-wise. You know who else I think is like that now is Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt is definitely aging beautifully. Oh, Dee says Sean Connery's the only James Bond for you. Wow. Hey, everybody has their favorites. My favorite is the most recent one. Well, I loved Sean Connery. I love all of them, though. But I did love Daniel Craig, especially in his first one, Casino Royale. That's probably my favorite James Bond movie. I love it. I've seen it. I watched the most recent one, his last one, and I cried so hard in it, Marlon thought there was something wrong with me. All right, if there are no other questions, how about we grab another quote from the Create, Share, Inspire notebook. So yesterday someone mentioned that some of them were sold out on my website. I have had some issues with Amazon printing the books that are on my website. You can always get the Create, Share, Inspire notebooks if you order from Amazon directly. There have been some delays in shipping since before Christmas. I do have more books on the way. I have 7 different issues of these creative journaling books. And so if the one that you want is not in stock, you can get on the wait list for it, or you can order it immediately on Amazon. In the meantime, there will be more books coming. I should have new books in stock the first week of February, and some are in stock right now as well. Okay? But they're always available on Amazon, and I have some of them in stock right now, and we'll have more in the coming week. Hot in Cleveland. Was she the best part of the show? I'm not surprised. She would be the best part of any show, Patricia. She was my favorite on Golden Girls too. She was always my favorite in anything that I watched her in. Oh, there's a movie that I used to watch with Marlon, an alligator movie. Which one was it? Lake Placid. She was awesome in Lake Placid. If any of you watched Lake Placid, which was an alligator monster movie, which is the kind of stuff that I watched a whole lot of when Marlon was little, she has a role in there that is just hilarious. Loved it. Okay, back to quotes. Yes, Lake Placid. It was such a good movie, and she was amazing in it. Okay, so we'll go on to the next quote in Create, Share, Inspire notebook. This is, oh, and I guess just a quick recap of what these are. I have been writing in journals my whole life, and I have been looking up inspirational quotes to motivate me pretty much daily my whole life. So a couple of years ago, I decided to make some creative writing journals, and so each journal is set up with 31 days in each journal, but you don't have to start on any given day. The date is left completely open. You could write in there once a day, 5 times a day, twice a month. It doesn't matter. You can always pick up where you left off. up here. And opposite each page that you write on is an inspirational quote, because I live by inspirational quotes. They're so important to me. So each of these issues has 31 quotes curated by me, and each one is opposite a day of writing page. There's so many benefits to writing your thoughts down on paper, whether it's reaching your goals faster, clearing your mind, self-care. There's so many different ways that it can be helpful to you. And anyway, it's something that's been important to me my whole life, and that's why I wrote these. Each of them has a photo of one of the beaches that I frequent. These are all my photos. Anyway, so let's read today's quote. This is by Henry Ward Beecher. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anyone else expects of you. Oh, yes. This I suppose sometimes could come with be like a double-edged sword. I'm so hard on myself and hold myself to such a high standard that no, I would never expect anyone to hold me so high. But also, it is always a good reminder to take the high road, to hold yourself to a high standard, and to always surprise people, right? So this actually is, I didn't need to take it so harshly towards myself. There are ways to appreciate this quote otherwise. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anyone else expects of you. That word expects actually is nowhere near as harsh as the way I initially took this one this morning. How interesting is that, right? Because it's a choice. It's always a choice, and you can surprise people by going the extra mile. You can surprise people by being kind when they don't expect you to be kind. There's a lot of power in this type of quote. So thank you, Henry Ward Beecher. Hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anyone expects of you. Beautiful. Love it. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the beach, my show and tells, chatting with me and everyone else. If you would like to join me for the live premiere of the Georgina tutorial video, we'll be going live with that in a little under 30 minutes. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.